I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning, West Rocks. Today we are live from the Panther newsroom. My name is Lucia Passarelli.
And my name is Connor Morris.
Today is Wednesday, November 29th, and it is a B-Day. There will be no WIN. Students will stay in homeroom for advisory today.
There will be a National Junior Honor Society meeting in room 191 today.
National Junior Honor Society, Student Council, and all other students who are interested in service hours are invited to volunteer for the 5th grade open house today at 5:45 p.m. Students who want to volunteer should reach out to Miss Powell, Miss Golding, Miss DeTurbo, or Dr. Reynolds to sign up. And now over to Dr. Reynolds to speak about the advisory lesson.
Good morning. It is Wednesday. So a couple things. One, we do have an advisory lesson today. Before that, I just want to take the opportunity to share with our school community, as I did last night and early this morning with an update. There was an inappropriate post that was shared on social media last night. It was threatening in nature to our school. You may see an increased police presence. It was not credible. We determined who it was, took the appropriate steps, followed protocol, worked with the Newark Police Department as well as Central Office, and we're taking appropriate steps, both legal consequences and school-based consequences. I just want to remind us of appropriate and responsible use of being a responsible digital citizen. When we talk about digital citizenship, it does include how we communicate online. And so ultimately, there's a lot of different components of, device care, things like that. But also what we put out there matters. Words matter. We think sometimes it's a joke, and many students have conversations with me, Miss Amaral, some of their teachers about what content they put online, whether they're typing things in because they want to get a reaction from their peers, or they think I may get a reaction from another group. Just understand that when you put words, images, anything else online, you have no control over who sees it and how they interpret that information. So if you put something out, whether it be words or an image that creates fear or creates a response that's not desired by your audience, we will have to take the appropriate actions. So we want to think about that. If you're on the other side and somebody posts something about you or something that you don't like, how would you react? Right? So anytime when we have the opportunity and we're using technology, whether it be social media or even our Chromebooks, think about how we would want to be treated, or what we would receive that information, and let that guide your decisions. Sometimes you hear the golden rule: treat others the way you want to be treated. It's the same in social media. If yes, you want to post about, but also responsible posting. So as a result, again, just want to remind everybody about our expectations. We've worked really hard this year, and today is just another example of creating an environment where we want everyone to feel safe, successful, and known. Yes, we know each other. We want to be successful academically in an individual, but also safe. And that is in a classroom that I can share my opinions, but also safe, whether it be in an online environment and showing up to school every day. So think about that. Let those kinds of things drive your decisions as we all work together as a community. Today is an advisory. So again, if our teachers want to just take a minute and talk a little bit about that, that's fine. If there's questions around, and just talk about social media and use of technology, that's fine. Or as soon as when we transition after that, we are going to be doing an advisory lesson. We did talk about it previously. But this week's lesson is on really listening. When you're an active listener, there's good and there's poor listening. And you're going to talk about this as a small community, and then do a little bit of an exercise and think through what it means to be a good listener, what it means to be a poor listener, why engaging in a conversation and listening to what the other person has to say is really, really important. So first, what you're going to do is when we finish up, And as an advisory, as a small community, you're going to talk a little bit about what good listening is and poor listening is, and you're going to open up with an excerpt from a quote, from an excerpt from a piece called "The Phantom Toll Booth." Now, I'm going to read it to you now. Process it, listen to it, and then your homeroom advisory teacher or teachers will read that to you again before we get into some of our exercise today. So I'll read it. Have you ever heard the wonderful silence just before the dawn, or the quiet and calm just as a storm ends? Or perhaps you know the silence when you haven't the answer to a question you've been asked, or the hush of a country road at night, or the expectant pause of a full room of people when someone is just about to speak, or, most beautiful of all, the moment after the door closes and you're all alone in the whole house. Each one is different, and all very beautiful if you listen carefully. So it's talking about silence and what happens in that silence. So in order to be a good listener, you have to be receptive and open to listening and an active participate in that. And that starts with, what does quiet feel like and why is that important? So that's going to really start what our advisory lesson is today. And then you'll have some other outcomes as we move forward. And if we have time, you can even you'll be able to read a poem from Tupac. With that, back to our anchors and wrap us up.
The A in PAUSE stands for accountability. Be accountable for your actions and assignments each and every day.
Have a wonderful Wednesday, everyone.